Welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thundernerds. I'm Dustin.
I'm Bo.
And I'm Zach. And we have a special guest today. We have Ace from Zach.
I cut you off. I got too excited.
Yeah, I know you hit that button. Hey, Ace.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on your show. Hi Dustin, hi Bo, and hi Zach.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you, sir.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So I have so many questions to go. I can't wait to get into it. So we're gonna just go ahead and go guns blazing if you're cool with that.
Guns blazing.
All right. So something I'm super excited for. I went ahead and threw in on a black one because I can't tell you how excited I am for this bad boy, and the Ghost Rider kit. I don't know if we're allowed to say that, but the GR kit. And then also, just for anybody interested in this car, I don't know. Trying to make sure I don't mess up the info that I got from your website, but right now you're running it at 200, right?
That's right.
And the orange one, the Tiger Orange, is only available on your site.
Well, I guess so. Because we have the both cars provided for our resellers, right? We don't filter anything. It's up to the customers to choose what they want. So if what you're seeing is only available on our site, then I guess that's what the customer decided.
Yeah, I know. Because I noticed for some reason, the Big Bad Toy Store, they weren't carrying the Tiger Orange one, which I thought that's a shame. It's beautiful. Yeah. But yeah. And here's
maybe it'll be a sleeper, right? Maybe when it comes out, then
Yeah.
people want to get more of the Tiger Orange. Then
I hope it goes crazy. I need people to kick those numbers up. because are you still running I remember there was a kind of initial Kickstarter to get tiers unlocked. Are you still?
Well, you see, this is something that on our site we don't really call it as tiers.
Mhm.
We just kind of call it as incentives to get us to higher numbers. So what we try to do is, first of all, to encourage the ramen racer to get off to a racing start, to hit 1,000 orders, because that is our bare bone minimum, right, for this project. So we offered the flame hit as the giveaway item. So if you have any figures that could match with our flame hit, put it into the racer, and then it looks more like what you want, then that's the whole idea, right? So we sculpted a brand new hit, and this hit is totally a giveaway for the first 1,000 order customers, not orders, customers, right? So we hit that, and then we steadily moved up to to try to get people vested in. We said, if you hit 2,000, then we'll throw in the translucent tires, and there's like a battery ammo crate sort of thing. And then we thought even further and said, okay, if you bring us to 3,000, we'll get you Agent Scully. And then we sort of tweaked that to go down to 2005, because we actually reached 1,000 pretty fast. And then we felt that there's no need to go 3,000. We thought that 2005 would be enough for us to present the already sculpted Agent Scully. So that was the way we went about it. And of course, the early bird pricing was available 1 month from the launch of this project back in April.
Mhm.
No April Fool's joke, right? It was a genuine campaign. April 9th, if I'm not mistaken, was the launch date of the Ramen Racer, and it lasted 1 month until the 9th of May. And then from then on, we had to cut off the early bird price, because that was supposed to be the incentive for people to put in the commitment. But we felt that there's still room for others who were probably on the fence. And then we, instead of bringing the price back up to 250, we said, okay, let's have this thing called the advance commitment, where it's 200, and we're still running it because although we said that the 200 price was going to end on the 1st of July, but we felt that since we have decided to go to PowerCon and we're going to bring the test shot over, then perhaps more eyes can be laid on this test shot and more people could be maybe moved to place the order, because the whole campaign is still alive and running. If we do hit 2,500 pieces sold on our website, we will provide what we said we would, which is to provide the Agent Scully up for crowdfunding. So that's the way we actually progress with this project.
Awesome. And actually, and since you're continuing, like you said, with like the incentives, like this one was one that I fell in love with the moment you announced it, was the translucent tires. And so you're continuing with that, or is that kind of?
So currently there's no translucent tires because it was only going to be available if we hit like 2,000 pieces.
Gotcha.
So not yet. We are 1,600 plus. So again, there's still chance. Who knows? And we're only delivering closer to November. So between now, PowerCon, and November, there's always chance of increasing the orders.
Yeah, we
So,
should,
so everybody should buy one. That's definitely.
Right.
I really need those tires.
head to booth 245 at PowerCon.
246, right?
Somebody buy another 300 and some odd. We'll just go ahead and make it an even 400. Go ahead and buy another 400.
Yeah, let's just do that. let's go ahead and get that going. But yeah, it's looking great. Do you have any updates as far as production? Everything going as you planned, or has there been any hiccups or anything like that?
Nope, everything is moving very smoothly. We mentioned that we would be getting test shots, and we are getting test shots. I've already shared some images on our Facebook page on some test shots. The only last big piece of the puzzle, which is the whole main chassis or the body, is going to be available sometime next week. So it's a race, definitely, and we want to make sure that it's available for PowerCon.
Awesome.
Yeah. I just want to address this real quick. He's in a new apartment, so
so I'm having this strange internet connection.
I can say I usually, the things that freeze on me is very unflattering. You just
you're
primo shot. You look great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's like a very professional headshot.
Yeah.
Good job. And I guess that's I think I speak for everybody when we're really excited for the Ramen Racer. I mean, it can't get here fast enough. I can't wait to throw it on the shelf and turn it on. But yeah, is there anything new or anything like that as far as updates wise that you got to share, or if pretty much everything has been put out on social media already?
Oh yeah, pretty much everything is on social media.
Mm-hmm.
We like to put it out as fresh from the oven as possible. So yeah.
Awesome. Well,
I got a real question real quick, just while we're on this. I remember seeing an interview about how, Big Bad Toy Store was kind of apprehensive about carrying some of your products.
Is that right? Who said that?
I think it was on Mega J. I think they weren't too, like, in terms of like indie, but I was wondering what had changed to, like, what was that response to have like Big Bad Toy Store want to carry the Ramen Racer?
Okay, so we approached Big Bad Toy Store to carry the 80s Commanders and also the Machina, but they refused. Declined. They declined, so to speak, because it's not licensed. So for the Ramen Racer, they felt that it was a generic muscle car.
Okay.
And that's it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Thank you. That makes so much sense now.
Yeah. That was the thing, that it was kind of weird because they didn't carry the Tiger Orange car, and I hope that I was like, it's pretty.
Right.
Yeah, it just sucks. I wish.
Especially considering all the not Transformers.
There's a lot of third party stuff. The not Transformers, the not Gundams that are on there.
Yeah,
it's a lot. And then
the not General Lee.
I mean,
Yeah, it's just an orange charger. I don't that's when I was like that's even more, less like it doesn't look like the trans. That's just an orange charger.
Right.
I know. But hey, without the Duke boys, is that a plan to add maybe the brothers in the future?
The initial idea again was obviously to see what best we can do. But the in fact we thought that the orange car would actually sell more,
Yeah,
based on various feedback, various hearsay. But in the end, it proves otherwise, right? The black car still outsold the orange car.
Mm.
So in that sense, there is no real urgency for us to develop any more characters
Mm.
that would fit a color car that is not seeing the numbers. So if that makes sense.
Mm.
I know that because of that car and because of that color, a little bit of kind of crazy history, but that color was invented, I think, and it's a proprietary to that company that is called Challenger Orange.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah. So whenever
Well,
you
that's
see
for
one on
sure.
the road or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, you can only get that paint job there. But that's
Mm.
stupid extra knowledge. But yeah. So anyways, we'll go ahead and kick off to the next because that covers everything for the Ramen Racer, I think.
All
Yeah,
This
right.
one is
Well, the Marshall.
really we're really excited about this one.
Very Brave Star was like one of my favorites, but
Yeah.
also not a popular toy though. Oddly enough, I remember like the initial toy, like it wasn't that popular, but there's something about it. People love it.
Mm.
Yeah.
They've held on to that love. So, what was that going into the decision to do the Marshall?
Well, again, we're all about 80s properties, and uh, importantly, it is stuff that I have some affiliation to. So, Brave Star is definitely one cartoon that I watched as a kid back in Singapore. And, amongst those that we have already tackled so far, Centurions, 80s Commanders, Brave Star is a no-brainer. It's
Yeah,
cool. 3030 is cool, and the villain Tex Hex is cool. So why not make something?
Wow. And as far as like character design wise, did you like the the sculpting and just the design of this character? Man, it looks so good.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Like,
all these things we have to credit the incredible artists that we are fortunate to be working with. So the Marshall is sculpted by Luke Wickford.
mhm.
All right. So yeah, it's all credit to the sculptors. I'm just
Mm.
here giving directions on how to make a toy. I'm not the artist in terms of a sculpt. I can't sculpt to save my life.
uh, I'm right.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to learn.
Right.
It's not fun. Uh, so like, but how far are you able to say as far as like how far along you are with this?
So what happened is that in that picture you can see that there's no butterfly cut, and we added the butterfly cut on
oh yeah,
the figure. So we are always trying to improve,
Mm.
making it like that. Again, so what happened is that when the sculptor gives us the sculpt, we still have to break it down into an action figure, right? The
Mm.
sculpt
Yeah.
is delivered to us as a statue. There's no articulation. We have to go and do the so-called the dirty job of making it articulated. And sometimes it's always concerning to break the shape or not to break the shape of the sculpt. And the lesser the articulation points, the better you keep the sculpt, right?
Mm.
But of course, as you can see in the picture on the screen right now, is a generic shoulder joint. And we just felt that, as even our customers were saying, where's the butterfly cut, then we thought about it and said, okay, let's try the butterfly cut on the Marshall. So we went back to the drawing board. We added the butterfly cuts. It took us some time, and now I have the actual prototype with the butterfly cut. In fact, just a few hours ago, I was at the factory taking final pictures of the Marshall's prototype, which we will
Hmm.
then process and then have it up for pre-orders on our website. Long overdue because we had mentioned that we will actually have it in July,
Oh,
but obviously we're nearing the end of July, and August is next week. So we will probably have to rush ourselves to put the Marshall up for pre-orders during the week of PowerCon. Would be fair. It takes time for the guys, my other colleagues in Singapore who's tending to the website. So the important thing now is to actually have the images sort of cleaned up. We don't do too much Photoshop. We try to uh, give you guys exactly what you see. We don't try to superimpose and make things nice when it's not. So exactly what you see is going to be what the pictures are, right? Uh, Minor touch-ups, for example, it's a prototype, so there's going to be some paint scarves and stuff like that, and we just want to touch that up for the general public to have a nicer image to look at. But again, nothing too fancy. It's always going to be what you see is what you get. So yeah, they're going to take some time to touch up the photos they have taken, and then they're going to put it up on the website. It takes time to do that process as well, because it needs to, there's some IT stuff that I'm just totally ignorant to, but it's not as easy as it sounds to put up a product on a website. So apparently there's lots of steps involved, getting the weight, the dimensions, the shipping, and everything. So that is handled by the wonderful teammates that I have in Singapore, and then kudos to them. Hopefully we'll get this out by, like I said, the week of PowerCon, and I should be showing some images of the pictures I've taken. Maybe tomorrow I'll put up one or two images just to keep the flame alive.
Yeah.
Right.
This is
Yeah,
so late.
please.
Yeah, it is. Because who else is going to make a Brave Star figure?
Yeah.
Right.
Are
He's
these?
not. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are the extra pieces I noticed? Are those like overlays on the legs, or are those sculpted on?
Yeah. So what happened is that in fact, if you saw my initial, uncolored prototype video of the Marshall, it's indicated there that these are all like separate armor pieces. So yeah, you can actually remove them if you want. So you can sort of like unpack the figure at the knee to remove those knee guards and those shin guards and those calf sort of like guards. It's all separate pieces.
Man,
That's really neat. I was just wanting to commend you on going. I've noticed you're really good about listening to, just taking, pointers and stuff. Like if somebody says something, like, okay, we'll address that. But the butterfly cut, I mean, to do that, you're basically having to change the breastplate too.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like that's a lot of work to go into just put in one thing. But the fact that you even listen and do that type of stuff, there's a lot of companies.
Let me see if I can share my screen, and then I will share the image exclusively on your podcast.
No, we're gonna get this. We're gonna
I
get
know.
it froze.
Let me try to pull it out first. I need to pull it out first. You guys can carry on talking first. Let me pull it out. Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah. Please.
Please, the man. Yeah, just I don't know. I just love when the aesthetics of something you can update it, but then you keep
Right.
the actual aesthetics. Like there's a fine balance there,
Yeah.
and that's not. Again, that's not an easy job.
Plus,
But I do like
this is just a great design overall. I'm just
Yeah, it is.
the antenna actually coming up through the hat too.
I know. I'm wondering, are these two different hats? Like, are they going to have two different hats? Like,
Oh yeah, two different heads.
yeah,
Because the visor and the mouthpiece is just too small
yeah.
to have any kind of joint on the very thin hat layer, right?
Yeah.
So it's all physics,
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. It's not possible. So we have to actually do it separately.
Well, still, the fact that you're doing this, you're beating out a lot of companies who kind of are slacking on accessories. You know,
Oh yeah.
because people are that's people. I mean, I know personally, I love opening up a figure and having tons of things.
Yes, especially if you're going to charge the prices that a lot of these companies do. I mean, I'm not going to say Hasbro, but Hasbro. Like it's like we you get two hands and that's it.
Yeah, I'm just still upset about not having wall crawling hands with every Spider-Man figure. That's where I'm.
Yeah, that's still a little raw on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We have to get into the horse.
Yeah, I'm curious about what's the update on the horse, if it's going to happen or not.
Man, look at that.
It's so good.
Look at the size difference.
That's insane.
Oh
Beefy.
yeah, it's bigger than, I think it's gonna be just slightly more complicated than Monster.
Oh
man.
wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't necessarily need it to, but does it actually turn back into a horse?
Oh no, it doesn't, because
Okay.
it's
He's
a
got-
totally different thing to have to have a horse shape. So yeah, it's not possible.
Yeah. I figured it would have to be a lot of parts for him, and then essentially it's just make another toy anyway.
Right.
Plus that lever action rifle there.
It's as big as Brave Star. It's great.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, hold on, guys. I'm actually trying to find the images. I just memorized that I put it onto the Google Drive. So
Oh, you're
just
good.
bear with me.
You're good.
There it is.
Good.
This can fix it.
Yeah. While you're doing that,
Yeah.
anything going on crazy in your collecting world? I mean, I see you got your nice display back there.
Not exactly. The display is just remnants of what I had back in the old apartment. So nothing new at present.
I just
Plus,
wish I
it's
could-
hard to get stuff in China anyway. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so weird.
there's a question. What is it like to be a toy collector in China? Like what is that like?
it's not it's okay. It's a yes and no sort of thing, right? It's good if you are collecting Asia stuff, like even Japan and like for example, we get the Mayfax and all these things cheaper than what you guys get it for,
Yeah.
but it's a fair world. So we are getting the US toys more expensive. Like I said,
Uh-huh.
Mo2 is very expensive
Yeah.
in China because number one, it is not sold in China.
Mm.
All Mo2 stuff is exported out from the factory. It's not like leaked into the market here. There is no distributor in China that carries Mo2. So every single Mo2 goes out from the factory onto a boat to the US and gets shipped back to China from Amazon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard the similar issues with people in Australia.
Yeah, so I got the Marshall.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's
Yeah,
throw this
you
up.
can yeah, so
Oh wow. Okay.
so let me see if I can zoom in. Hold on. Can I zoom in? Oh, there we go. The zoom in is here. Right. There we go. So you can see the whoa,
Yeah.
that's too much. Okay, so the butterfly cut.
Take it back.
You see the butterfly cuts there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally different
Yeah.
from what you saw previously. And of course, like as I mentioned, there's paint scruffs on the silver here.
Uh-huh.
So obviously, any good marketing person putting this up would sort of touch up on that. See. So yes, there's some touching up going on. This is a prototype. This is very fragile. Even the visor here, we recasted it in clear so that it can be painted clear red.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not very clear, but it's a transparent part. So and then the visor there. So this is a prototype. It's really rough. It's really fragile,
Well, even as
and
is, it looks
it'll be
good.
available to
Yeah.
display at PowerCon. So
It looks wonderful for
It's-
sure.
yeah, so you can
It-
see the knee pads here.
Yeah.
We have it like that so that you can still bend the knee. This ankle piece here, you can see the ball joint there. So this will be painted, of course, in color. They missed out this color here. So even though you have this thing sort of encompassing the ankle, you can still have ankle rotation here, because this is a soft material, right?
Yeah.
So, and
man.
this holster here, it'll be a soft material. The
Oh, the
tomahawk
ankle
holder
holster.
here,
Oh, that's great.
the holster holder there, and he's holding the weapon. So, yeah.
And I saw you have some toe articulation there too. So you're beating
Oh
out.
yeah.
Oh man, everybody's
Some
gonna be going
some
crazy. Look at there.
some
You
toe
should-
Oh,
articulation.
jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, but articulation is no good if it's loose. So everything's gonna be nice and tight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
nice and tight.
it's such a
Yep.
such a great idea doing the whole overlays because then you're going to be able to not only get like this cool armored look, but also not losing the articulation really.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can just show you more images.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Okay,
Ooh.
so since we're on your show, again, just for special announcement, there will be a web only exclusive. Apologies, you guys don't like that, but that's part of the marketing.
Yeah.
So if you get the Marshall directly from Ramen Toys website, it will come with an extra bonus parts, which is the rifle here, the necklace, and the I can't pronounce this, the crystals. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways. Oh,
So
man.
let me show you how it looks like. On the, let's see, there we go. So that's how it looks like with the necklace. Right.
That is really cool of you to include that.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The animal
Right.
spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, don't mind the scruffs here, the star in not done nicely. This is a prototype. It's very rough. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
profiles is not even clear because it's not the actual thing. It's not the master, right? So please understand that.
Yeah. No problem.
And this is the face sculpt, and obviously the butterfly cuts you can see over here. This vest is removable, okay, and you can actually opt to have the blue version. I mean, again, it's actually not my idea to have both vests in the figure, but again, the collector said they want this, and some said he want that. So
Yeah.
if I chose one color over the other, I'm gonna piss off the other guy. So just gonna include both. But it's
Wow.
just gonna be more hassle for us because the way with tooling is that if you tool a one output one, that means for every for every martial that we do, we're gonna do a second output for the vest, which means the cost goes up a little bit, right?
Yeah.
But if we do a one output two, that means two vests in one shot, then it just means more tooling costs. So just choose the lesser poison.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw this question up because I think I'm not too. Will these come with a sort of display base like Silverhawks? Because
Yeah.
I think I saw the display base.
The image that you shared earlier with the 3-0, they're on a base. So that is going to be included.
Wow.
There's a base.
Oh.
So that's how it looks like with the rifle.
Oh man.
Shit.
Right.
Oh man.
The rifle.
Wow.
Oh, it's actually rendering. So the rifle and the shield, it's a clear part, right?
That's
And this is
crazy.
obviously the head without the visor, right?
It's a
Tomahawk,
good head sculpt too.
rifle.
Like it's very.
Yeah, and this is clear. And what we're going to be doing here is, although not present on this prototype because they misunderstood what I meant, is that you can actually mash these two together like a jigsaw puzzle. So there will be cuts on the crystal sides, so that you
Okay.
can put two crystals together and it forms as one.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nice.
because
Whoa.
of the crystal structure,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually make a cut that fits like a jigsaw.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's one of the ideas. Yeah.
Man.
And what else? That's hold on. That's the back view. Let's look at the back view.
I love that
So-
cloak, by the way. That cloak is just.
So
Yeah.
that is a
Oh,
poncho.
man.
Oh yeah.
There'll be a poncho. So that's the back. It's got a ponytail there. That's how the back looks. Right, you can see. Okay, so this one here is not supposed to bend like that. Okay, it's gonna be higher. So on the actual product, it's not gonna bend like this. this is too soft. It needs
Yeah.
to be a little bit harder, but it's still soft material. Just the hardness degree is increased a little bit. Not on this prototype.
Okay.
All right.
No,
So
no, you are not, because that tomahawk holster. If I hold
That's
that
great.
is that
oh,
that is an
then you can
amazing
have a
idea.
look at him holding the. There we go.
Yep.
So that's him
Yeah,
holding
that's cool.
Wow.
the. Again, this is a prototype, so I can't really pose him that well. I wish I could, but I can't because he's kind of falling apart.
Yeah.
It's a real pain trying to pose the prototype.
Yeah.
Are
So,
your prototypes, are they made out of like printed resin, or are they some kind of
yeah, printed
yeah?
printed resin. That's how all prototypes are made. So there's another shot there with the shield, the tomahawk, and there's two heads actually. So this is the intense head, the stoic head, and
Nice.
the other one that you saw there was like I think this is also stoic. This is this is I think this is a smiling one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's more.
yeah, it's a little bit less serious, right? So these are all paint chips, okay? So all paint chips of the prototype. So
I know you keep pointing out the imperfections, but like this
It
is
it looks great.
It does. It
yeah.
really
It
does.
does. Yeah, this shot
no, we
right
just
here.
want to make sure that people are seeing. So this is
Yeah.
where I have them touch up on the silver. See,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh.
so I actually said, please help me to touch up the silver color, so I can have less touch up on the photos. So
Yeah.
that is there you go,
Yeah.
handsome guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
that's a great. That's a great
That's
smile.
like the Superman face. It's like you
Yeah.
know to trust that guy.
Yeah.
It's like I'm going to protect you.
There you go, a hero's face.
So how
Yeah.
does it go from like how long between the actual inception of to do the figure and this point here, having a pretty close prototype? How long does that
Well,
usually take you?
it depends. If something is smooth, then it takes like 4 months, 3 to 4 months. I mean, we did the ramen racer in 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah,
Whoa.
and that's with after again, changing up stuff because initially we wanted to just have it out as soon as possible.
Mm.
But then again, when I saw what we had, I said, "Nah, this is not going to work because it's too haphazardly done."
Mm.
And we revised the whole thing, and then that revision took 3 months to turn out. Yeah,
Okay.
Wow.
yeah. So this guy, since we started out, I think it's about maybe close to 5 months. I think 5 months.
5 months.
I think.
And then this same prototype is the one you'll be showing off at PowerCon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Man,
Yeah.
I think that's going to
Really want to go to PowerCon.
Yeah, it's going to drive people
Yeah,
crazy.
seriously.
It's like, this is,
Stop the screen share.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Don't want to dox you.
yeah,
Or
yeah,
give away any of the trade secrets.
yeah. And then yeah, and the sidekick, the horse is looking, man,
Yeah. So you can see the base over there. That's the base.
that's the base.
Yeah,
So
it's
so
looking-
so the figure will include a stand, two different
Yeah.
chest pieces, a poncho, two separate hats, two face sculpts,
Yeah.
And
wow.
if you get in early, you get
a
the
rifle
crystals,
yeah.
a rifle, and the
Oh
necklace.
no, not early. As long as you buy it from us on the website.
Oh
you'll
yeah,
get
sorry, by
those
the
Oh.
back.
packs.
Yeah.
But there will be also an early bird price, as we always do. So
Oh.
we price it in such a way that the best price we can ever offer anybody is always the early bird price because it's 30% off the retail price.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why there's a retail price because there is a discount that's needed to be given to the resellers. That's just economics,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right? If we price it too low, and then we'll be not able to give the resellers the discount that they want, then they don't buy from us, and we're just a B2C only.
Mm.
And if we ever want to grow big and have distributors, then it'll be impossible to raise the price, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting the price right is of utmost importance. And it's not always like, oh, it's too expensive. It's you can come down, but you can't go up.
Yeah.
So as we go along, we'll probably come down in price, but if we started low, we can't go up in price.
Gotcha. Is and then I know with the Silverhawks, the licensing was probably a big, factor in price too, right?
Yeah.
Not exactly, because again, it was a mixture of low run and of
Oh.
course the potential royalty to be paid.
Mm.
So that's uh, calculated into the cost.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You
Awesome.
already sold 2 of these.
Yeah, we're probably all in. Definitely.
Yeah, man. I've been waiting for anybody to just go back to Brave Start. It was just
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a great idea.
Yeah. It's gonna, and then this is the next thing I want to talk to you about. I'm super excited about these, by the way.
Okay.
So, are these is this going to be like one figure and then several different squadron helmets? Because I noticed there were different heads in different photos.
Right.
Like you have the
Right.
really nice looking Magnum
In fact,
PI.
this guy will not be available. This head sculpt. This is actually the head sculpt of the naval commander. So we had him there as a placeholder, because the
Oh,
whole idea was to sell the Maverick, right?
yeah, yeah.
We want to start off with the Maverick and then slowly move on to other stuff.
Hmm.
But of course, we got a cease and desist from Paramount,
Uh huh.
and we couldn't carry on to sell the Maverick, which we didn't do it in the beginning. We
Mhm.
only advertise the Maverick. We never actually put the Maverick physically as a product on our website, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So the cease and desist came before we could do that. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. So we had to change course, right? So, but in fact, the whole idea of the ASOL Aviation for me is to make generic pilots.
Yes.
The generic pilots are meant to complement collectors of Valorverse, GI Joe, Classified, etc. I mean, they are military
Mhm.
characters, and I, for one, am an enthusiast of pilots, fighter pilots, Top Gun and all these things, right?
Mhm.
And I've not seen any decent rendition of pilots. Even the HasLab pilots, I feel, are not done in the way a pilot should look, right? But
Yeah.
that's them, right? So that leaves an opportunity for me. If everything was done to the T and it's good, then I wouldn't be doing this,
Hmm.
right? Because I felt there was a gap. So I filled that gap by introducing these figures in pilot suits. And again, the first idea was to obviously make an idol of mine, and I'm sure many of you, Maverick from Top Gun, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that happened, and then we have to change course and think of the next thing. It's like, if you're in a battle and things on the ground changes, what do you do? Do you stick to your plan? Do you change the plan? Do you abandon the plan? So we change the plan. We do not. Of course, I would like to have not. We do not alter the plan like Hans Gruber, but I couldn't do that. I had to alter the plan. So now what we're going to do is that we finally got the head sculpts of the first wave done. Again, I mentioned that the naval commander was a placeholder because we couldn't possibly just have Mr. Maverick's face behind the oxygen mask, right? All these are actually naval commander. There is no more the original hit. So we had no more hits to actually place on there. So I had to just think about using the naval commander, right?
Mm.
So now that the 3 hits are already done and I've already showed them off on our Facebook page, uh, I guess tomorrow I should be taking pictures of the actual colored version, and it'll be very clear on the direction we're going. There'll be 3 unique hit sculpts for 3 different pilots. And to your statement earlier, yes, they are from different squadrons in the U.S. Navy at present. So it's going to be the Wolfpack, the Joy Rogers, and the Sundowners, right?
Oh man.
So three very iconic helmet styles. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
the whole idea of the pilot is the helmet, right?
Yeah.
The helmet makes the pilot. The visor goes up and down. That is the HGU 33 helmets from the 80s. And the way these helmets are painted by these squadrons really stands out. I mean, nowadays they just maybe just use a generic white helmet or even a gray helmet, but back in the day they really painted on their helmets with the logos. So the Wolfpack, you can definitely see the Wolfpack
Mhm.
insignia on the both sides. The Joy Rogers, you'll see the skull and crossbones on both sides, and a very bright yellow color. And then, of course, the latest one, you don't have the picture now, but I'll have it soon, is the Sundowner. So you got like rays of red from the front of the helmet to their own icons on the side. So these three figures, the three pilots will constitute wave one. And they'll come at, I believe, a good price because we've been selling at like 99.95. So these pilots will be starting off at 69.95, and early bird would be 49.95, with all three figures totaling 150, and you will get the Mavericks head, the Mavericks helmet, and a
Mhm.
set of stickers of the Mavericks patches that you can
Wow.
convert one of these pilots into the Maverick on your own. Because the patches, initially, I wanted to pet print the patches so that it's of a high quality, right? I would
Uh-huh.
have printed them on the patches and everything. But because now we need to have one guy be sacrificed so that you can have the Maverick on. So I can't pet print the patches onto the figure. The patches are now replaced as high quality stickers.
Okay,
So you
yeah.
Ah.
can stick on
Okay.
the patches as and when you like, wherever you like. You can even mix and match, and there you have it. You can use one of these guys with the same skin tone as the Maverick. One of them will be the same skin tone. And you can make the Maverick and then take the other guy's head and put it onto, let's say, on another GI Joe classified figure, if you may.
Yeah.
Wow.
See, yeah, here me and Daniel were thinking the same things. Is there any chance to include a blank helmet for customizers?
Maybe in going forward, maybe we could do it. Yeah.
I have to give you a huge compliment on the gear.
Thank you.
Because like I'm previous military, and I've been flown around
Wow.
by a bunch of guys, and I just seeing that gear, I was like, man, that's the most authentic gear I've seen on an action figure. Like, I'm a huge fan of Action Force because the gear is so good, and yeah, that looks great. I mean, the pants overlay, like
Yeah.
the LBV vest, it's wonderful. So
And all those
yeah.
black stuff are Velcro.
Oh no way.
No, it's supposed to be Velcro, but it's
Yes.
not
Yeah.
Velcro. It's
Yeah.
simulated. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's black, but it's meant to be in real life. It's Velcro. So
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, and then
Detail.
you have to for me. I don't know if you've got it planned, but I know the naval commander head, like you said, that head is perfect. I'm telling you that there I've seen so many pilots with that mustache.
oh yeah, yeah,
Like I think that's about 80% of pilots, at least in the Navy, right
yeah.
there.
In the Navy, correct.
Yeah.
That's
Uh huh.
correct. Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, it's looking great. Oh, jump. So we saw you post this.
Right.
The Mount Jura.
Yeah, Mount Jura,
Man,
an actual
that
place in the world.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
this came out to everybody's surprise, and man, what can you tell us about this? Because this thing is nuts.
Well, again, I like to react and work really fast.
Uh
So what I saw again was an opportunity similar to the Engine of Vengeance.
huh.
Although this time round I'm not as confident because the Engine of Vengeance had 5,000 backers,
Uh
although the goal was 9,000. So what I saw there was, can I capture 2,000 people from 5,000? But now
huh.
I'm seeing only 1,500 people. Am I
Yeah.
going to capture like 700 or 500? And that
Uh
doesn't work. It's not going to work, right? So, initial comments from collectors was already that the price that we're giving is not exactly so much lower than what this crowdfunding was,
Yeah.
because it's a brand new tooling. Everything you see here has to be tooled brand new, whereas the Mattel crowdfund, obviously the only thing that's new is the gate, and I think some parts of the T-Rex and some parts of the figure. But other than that, everything is a repaint, like the Ford Explorer, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there is definitely a difference in terms of upfront investment between Mattel's project and ours. And as much as I would like to bring it down, currently this set that you see in front of your screen here, the ballpark is 150 US dollars for this set, which is like 20 inches at the highest point. Now, what we have further thought about is that we're going to sell, or rather make available, the fencing and the ground and the foliage. All these are modular parts. That means you can have them or not have them. If you don't like what you see as the foliage, you can not put them on. If you want more, you can buy more and then put them on. And if you want to complete a fence all around, then you can, obviously get the parts to complete the fence all around. So that's the whole idea of this thing. We want to see if we can get it to sales, and then once we get it, we have the molds, then we can start churning out the parts that were already molded, but it can be sold separately without the main gate, so that people can formulate whatever they want, just like Ramen Racer. You have the extra parts, the interchange parts, the flames. You can choose to have it or not to have it. Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
this is a huge piece. So is tooling going to be just insane for you?
Oh, yeah, it is. See, the thing about this also, Zach, is that if you go to Etsy, or if you just Google Jurassic Park gate, you can see a lot of options available to collectors.
Uh-huh.
They are just not available at the right size.
Mm.
Okay. So number one, there's many things of this nature available. Some are even nicer than what you see being crowdfunded. Some are not so, right? So basically, you have a whole spectrum. You can have the simplest, custom, and the most complex. But again, these are all one-offs. Maybe the guy sells it 10 pieces. I don't know, 12, 20 pieces. I really don't know. I'm just surmising. Again, you have no cease and desist as far as I can see from those people selling those stuff. Um, but again, we don't know, right? We definitely, we're not into this to sell 10, 20 pieces. We're into this to try to serve the Jurassic community who wants the gate.
Yeah.
But then again, I backtrack a little bit. I want to give my own take on the Mattel Creations crowdfund. I mean, it's really not something that's very impressive. It's not overly impressive, I don't think. As I already mentioned, you can find it on Etsy. You can find similar gates available. So for the fact that a large corporation like Mattel doing just the gates, albeit with opening motorized doors and sounds, but these are all very simple gimmicks. So I would have expected more, but we got what we got, and hence it didn't fund. So yeah, I'm just trying to see if we can get it done, and then I'm also talking to a licensing agent at the moment to see if we can get this license. So I'm working on a two-prong approach. I'm ready
Oh.
to get this license. I'm ready to do this third party. It depends on what it is. But of course, we have to ensure that we get this done while the iron is hot, while there's the hype, while there's the demand, 30th anniversary, right? So if we let this slip for too long, then it will just become a distant memory. That's it,
Yeah.
man.
Well, man, best of luck to you and the Jurassic Park community. I hope you get this out, because there's a lot of sad people. I mean, it's always sad when a crowdfund doesn't make it anyways for those that wanted it. So I really hope this works out, because, man, this will be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
Hopefully, in a couple of months, we'll be saying.
You did.
Yeah, hopefully.
You crazy son of a bitch, you did.
Man, and 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 you definitely like you seem to be you're not shy about making really big projects and putting them out for customers. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I think the world is a much smaller place with the internet, right?
Yeah.
And it's no longer something whereby if something is done, we don't know who did it, right?
Uh-huh.
Or if something is done, we don't know who's going to buy it. We have the whole world at our fingertips, basically. And like I was mentioning to some other close friends in a rant, I'm saying that instead of sending all these cease and desist, these companies should be looking for a win-win situation,
Mm.
right? Whereby we are okay. If I'm making a crap item that disfigures and defaces the property, then yes, I should rightly be cease and desisting, right? I should stop doing what I'm doing. But if I'm doing something that's decent and it actually propels and elevates the brand, then what's the difficulty in trying to work out a agreement?
Mm.
Because if you think about it, what I'm doing, if Mattel actually hired me to do it, then it's legit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and every single project that you see, um, it's all done not by the big companies themselves, but by artists. I'm pretty sure Hasbro hires artists to make all the Marvel Legends. I'm sure, any company that is in the collectibles realm hires artists. Hot Toys hires that very talented Korean sculptor, right? So without the Korean sculptor, there might not be a Hot Toys. Um, Again, I'm not discounting Hot Toys; they are fantastic, obviously. But all I'm saying is that everything originates from an artist. It there's a denominator, and we could have been that denominator. If we were walking a different path, right? All the stuff that we have done could have been really legit. Just because we did not have the connections, we're not doing that path, then all of a sudden what we're doing seems to be pariah. So it's kind of mind-boggling, and it's a food for thought.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you work in agreement with Mattel and they let you do this because man, and
No, not Mattel, Universal. So
oh,
we
it's
are in talks
Universal.
with,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Universal holds the license to Jurassic Park, not Mattel.
yeah, that's right.
Mattel is a
Yeah,
licensee.
and then because in my mind I'm thinking still I'm still mad at Paramount. I'm like leave him alone, please, or work with him, please. Like get us Maverick. Like
Yeah,
shut.
I could have warned you, man. Tom Cruise he's very adamant about
Yeah,
the face doesn't. Nobody gets the face except the
yeah.
movies.
Okay.
He's not. I guess he's not friendly with collecting. I don't know.
Right.
But and then hopefully, if everything goes good with Aces of Aviation, could we maybe see a ramen fighter?
Oh.
Boy, there's a dream. There's a
Well,
project.
I've given it a thought. Um, there is something planned, but not to that scale.
Not that that's
I mean,
okay.
imagine a 1:12 scale F-14. You know how big that would be?
Huge.
It would be even longer than the Cat's Lair.
Yeah.
You know, that display at Super 7 at SDCC, the
Uh-huh.
the whole F-14 would go
Yeah.
nose to tail in that display.
Yeah.
How you gonna shoot that?
I don't know.
And Zach's like, I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it.
Just make it.
I'll build that bridge when I get there.
Yeah.
Sign those divorce papers when you get there.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I guess let's see. Uh, that's pretty much all the questions I have for all your upcoming projects. We're really excited. If you can't tell,
Mm.
I know I don't look that. I got a newborn, so I'm like I don't sleep
Oh.
ever anymore, and
Okay.
but I'm very excited, and
We got a couple questions actually. Let's go
Yeah.
through them real quick. I'm actually interested in this. not specifically an Amalgam Dark Claw, but for those properties where you could not, no companies are going to work together like DC and Marvel, like a property that exists within both, or crossover type of projects. Is there any interest in trying to fill that gap with any figures?
Well, there's really so many things to be done at the moment. Everything's in queue. We have dreams about making some visionaries, making some. I
Oh
mean, there
wow!
was there was requests for Bionic 6, and all these things. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to be done. We have to pace ourselves.
Right.
Yeah, I know it's kind of selfish of us to be like, oh, what how about this? It's like, man, you've got so much on your plate.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it's just what the nostalgia, man. It's a powerful thing. Is it what is the dream project like for you? What is something that if you could get the license for, just work on? Is there something that you haven't done that you want to do?
Well, I've always wanted to do 89 Batman. So that would be Warner Brothers. I really want to bring to life the Bat Missile, a Bat Missile that actually works and
Oh
not.
yeah.
Yeah. So imagine having a Batmobile that really separates, and there's a Bat Missile in there. Not the old Kenner style, so simple, but it really, moves into place.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be nice. In fact, I've always wanted to do the Batwing from '89, but I've seen that you got Jazz Inc. dioramas doing the Batwing, so kudos to them. But there's still no 112 Batwing, surprisingly.
I know the closest thing we've got is Todd McFarlane did a.
Oh, that was
It-
that.
But that's like
That's abysmal.
yeah,
That's abysmal.
the thing. It's like it's and it's not even the right.
It's not even
scale.
black.
It's not. Yeah,
It's
it's not
gray.
even.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did see a lot of regret buys on that one.
Yeah,
A lot of
sadly.
videos.
But oh, we got a bunch of comments popping in
Yeah, I'm
at the
going
last
through
second.
now. Yeah. Somebody really wants a Con Air. Like,
Con Air?
You want to do some Con Air figures in a big old Con Air
Wow.
plane?
Oh man.
Cyrus the Virus.
Yeah, Nick Cage with a mullet.
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, I'd actually. It's like
Yeah.
you kind of have to buy that one.
Yeah, you could probably get Nick Cage to do like a voice box for it too.
You probably
Told you to
could.
put the bunny down.
Yeah, yeah.
Put the money back in the box.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, I think these other questions you actually answered during your presentation. So
Yeah. And then I think that's pretty much it. Thanks for being such a good sport.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sincerely, thank you for coming on and for sharing this and trusting us because we're relatively new in the video, doing our video podcast. So.
Everybody has a start,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then so now I just gotta wait for Aces of Aviation, Brave Star, and anything else that you would like to plug. By the way,
I think we should definitely remind everybody you will be at PowerCon.
Yeah, I will be at PowerCon. My flight leaves on the 8th of August, and I'll be there, set up on the 10th, and gonna have a good old time, hopefully.
Yeah, I will definitely stop by and see you.
Oh, great, Dustin. Okay, I will definitely look out for you.
Yeah.
Look for the giant hat.
Look for the giant cool.
Are you in Ohio?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take my two kids down, and we're gonna try to go one day.
Wow.
I'm not sure which day, but we're gonna try to make it down one of those days.
Awesome.
Okay. Sounds good.
Well,
Definitely find out. Look for Ace there and see what he's got. Dustin, you got to tell us how awesome the Brave Star is in person.
Right.
Take lots of pictures, and everybody go buy Ramen Racer, please.
Yeah. Oh, link to Ramen Toys
Yeah.
below in the description.
Yep.
Right.
So head over there and start pre-ordering.
That's right. And
Take advantage of that sale. It's marked down to $200. So
Mhm.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's awesome pricing, by the way.
Yeah.
especially what you're getting.
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I did have one question. They said, will it be able to hold a body in the trunk? I remember seeing that. I thought that was funny.
Body in the trunk. I don't think so, unless it's like a Peter Parker. I don't think it can. Our trunk is pretty small. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
Well, they
69
didn't
covers.
ask. Oh, I was going to say they didn't ask if you could fit a figure in there in one piece.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Oh, God.
Do this Quentin
Plenty of
Tarantino
space.
shots.
Plenty of space for body parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right,
Oh,
fellas.
perfect.
Well, Ace, thank you again. I know I've probably
Thank
thanked you
you.
20
Thank
times, and we'll one of us will see you in August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Take
All
care,
right.
guys.
Yeah.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Get some rest.
Okay. Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya.